Hello and welcome to CCRS Season 5, Phillip's Island. And friggin' Robbie Gilvin said he would probably join the booth tonight. He said probably right before qualifying. He is watching the NASCAR duels. Hello, Mr. Fitzwater in the chat. How you doing, man? Mr. Zach Fitzwater there in the chat. Some of y'all might know him. We've been doing a lot of ticker adjustments. Practice, I am starting to realize, is more and more empty as I go through. So what I may end up doing is seeing if I can make a practice specific thing, and then maybe probably not going to do qualify specific because there's not really any on track stuff during qualify. And then maybe happy hour specific as well. We'll see. But again, in the great area of Australia, great tracks down here. We got this Phillip Island, Pukekohe, friggin' Bathurst. You got Queensland, Zandvoort, I think, is one. My neck of the woods. Yep, that is true. Yeah, great area. A lot of good tracks, especially here in NR 2003. Very nice thing. Just get a few things out of the way. We haven't raced last week here in CCRS or Gnarl. Cameron Jamison was sick last week, so we didn't do any races there. So, in case you're wondering, that's why. Other than that, we're back this week. Almost weren't back this week, actually, due to some weather, but fortunately things worked themselves out. And hopefully we have a good race tonight. I believe 27 laps here around Phillip Island, so that'll be interesting. One of the drivers, Neil Gallagher, hooked us up with a little pre-race analysis thing. I'm going to quickly go over here, even though it's kind of a little bit lengthy, but we'll make through. Alright, quoting Neil Gallagher, driving Phillip Island in this form and with this car is an exercise in patience, so that'll be something to look at. Several corners drive like decreasing radius corners. There's going to be a lot of wide entries, waiting forever, and then nailing the throttle and hoping the rear wheel spin will rotate the car just the right amount. Overtaking is going to be difficult. Traditionally, passing at Phillip Island happens at Miller Corner, turn 4, and turn 10. The problem for NR 2003 drivers is that 40 to 45 mile per hour hairpins are absolute problems to drive. These corners aren't much, if any, faster than turn 11 at Sears Point, but they are much more angular with sandbox limitations, giving the corner geometry some extra character. Diving to the car inside of Diving to the inside of a car is going to be a challenge if the overtaking driver can't complete the pass before the corner exit. With that in mind, Southern Loop, turn 2, may end up being a better overtaking spot just because it's possible to turn down underneath a car taking a wide line. Doohan, turn 1, might better yet as the run goes on because getting a good exit out of turn 12 is difficult on old tires. Alright, so one to watch for is anybody running wide at Lukey Heights. The barrier on the outside of the grass is a tire barrier. Somebody with a lot of confidence in turn 8 can easily carry too much speed in Lukey Heights, miss the braking or whatnot, and have their race end right then and there. The wide entrance into Lukey Heights can be deceptive as well. Missing Doohan, although also scary, has a whole lot of grass to slide in. I did not investigate whether there is an invisible barrier involved or not. As for strategy with the I&I edits, tires will last for about 15 laps. Tires will last for a 15-lap fuel run, but it gets really sketchy as the tires wear. Might be possible with efficient throttle control to get another lap out of it, but I can imagine a scenario where somebody would want to try. And yeah, pit speed is super safe, which limits the damage from pitting a little bit. So yeah, and I know I didn't quite get a graphic done for this. I didn't really put together that much. I couldn't really find a good appropriate graphic to make, but basically, Neil gave me a little bit of idea what his tire fall off is, and 16th lap of his run, he ran a 1 minute 50, and then on the 29th lap of his run, he ran a. Wait, no, that's not right. Is that right? I guess it is right. I guess 29th lap is running. We're 142.4. Either I'm crazy or the times are get faster as the run goes on, but I imagine at the expense of the tires. So, oh well. I'm probably reading that wrong, but that's what I read. And yeah, thanks to Neil Gallagher for giving us that little insight there. Would have read it later on, but I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way. Otherwise, I probably would have forgot about it, and I'd feel bad if I did that. So, yeah, there's that. And again, we should have Robbie in the booth. He said he'd probably be in the booth before qualifying, so in about 20 minutes-ish or so, give or take. Not a big field tonight. Right now, I only got 9 cars setting a time, which for CCRS standards is kind of low. But, you know, it's kind of been the general consensus as of late, so a lot of things that could lead to it being low attendance. You know, the NASCAR Cup Series duels being tonight, the road course. A lot of people don't really, you know, either love or you hate road courses, and for the most part, it's not really up there in terms of some people's favorite genre of track, but I would like to disagree with that. I believe road courses are a lot more fun, in my opinion, than most ovals, but that's just my opinion. Let's take a look at some of the guys on the track. Then we'll take a look at our point standings, which is going to be something very interesting to look at, because this is race 10 of 12. Next week, big battle here between Beal and Tala, by the way. It's just practice. He got a little angry, sent him into the wall. Oh, that's good stuff. Got John Felber here tonight, in 03. Benoni. I imagine you probably got a good idea who's got faster times right now. You got that scoring ticker on the tops of the screen. Ticker should be fine. My main concern is just the extra stuff like lap it is and session time and whatnot. Once I get all the coding and stuff where I want it, it'll probably be a lot better, but we will see. Got Neil Gallagher there. We'll give us our insight. Last time we ran a course in this league, I believe it was, I can't remember the name of it. I should remember the name of it because I really enjoyed that track. Bridgehampton. Yeah, Bridgehampton. It was the last race that wasn't streamed, other than the one that I missed. I don't even remember where it was, but we won't worry about that. Regardless, he is the most recent road course winner, so we'll see if he can win the last road course tonight. And another thing to note, we were talking about points. I mean, this guy's top of the board in points. Let's go ahead and shoot, I forgot to open up my OBS blade. Let's go ahead and open up our standings here. Hold on, I got a ping in the Inter73 Discord. I better check that real quick. He's spamming stuff. Okay. Regardless, there is your top 10 standings right now coming into this race. Neil Gallagher is your points leader still. Granted, we still got 2 races left, and we still got drop races to keep in mind as well. So tonight's going to be a big, big thing, I feel like. Victor Delgado only 2 points behind him with this race. Then Motegi next week, and then after that, I believe was actually I want to say it was Atlanta. Don't hold me to that though. Whichever Trexler finale is going to be our finale. I know Motegi's next week. Twin Room Motegi, we're going to Japan, I think. I don't remember where it's from, but I think it's Japan. Gino Bononi, who has had a mediocre-ish-esque, I guess you could say, season in terms of just consistency, but when it matters, he's to the point, and that's why he's only 5 points back on the standings. Garson Muyang, 30 points back. I think his points battle for the lead is kind of set in stone unless something crazy happens, and tonight it's going to be hard to figure that out. I don't know where Garson's at in terms of drop races. I'd have to double check that, but I don't see him on the track tonight right now, so we'll have to keep an eye on that for sure. Cameron Jamison, 32 points back. He's also, kind of in that mixture. We'll see how he does. I don't know if he's going to be in championship form, but he may have a decent shot at putting together some more position changes. Kyle Watts, he's 41 back. Another guy to look at in terms of drop races as well. He looks 41 back now. After this race, I don't know if that's going to be the case. He might be. He's still title contender with drop races in mind, I think. Same with Brandon Beal. He is not too far back either. He missed last week, so that put him down a race in his drop races. I say last race rather, Talladega. So he's back tonight, 51 points back. Tala is also kind of in that spectrum, but not as much. 54 points back. Sam Zalewski, 65 points. I can't speak. Points back, and then Kenneth Miller, 10th on the standings, 85 back. I don't think he's in contention for a title or anything, but there he is. Meanwhile, let me open up my OBS Blade. That way I don't have to keep tabbing out. Even though I tab out most of the races anyway, just to see which... just to get a better idea, because I'm more computer savvy than I am phone savvy, so... regardless, we ball. Shoot, I forgot to play the Mario Papyrus music. I'm just gonna play right now, because why not? Yeah, friggin' Mario Papyrus music. We'll just go through the cars. I know it's not copyright. I mean, if it is copyright, then crap, but pretty sure it's not, because I've used it in other videos and have a problem with it. Yeah, basically, I guess I'll just keep it on for the rest of practice, because I have no reason. I mean, I think it's kind of smooth ambience for the pre-race. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Regardless, Carson Millyoung, he is actually here. So, regardless of that drop race or not, me thinking that he wasn't going to be here tonight has been squashed. So, here he is in the number 70. Almost identical to the Neil Gallagher car, your points leader. Full Ball Motorsports, aka Rosberg Racing. That's that on that. John Felber, he's had a pretty okay season, better than the last seasons he's had. He's put together some good finishes. Don't know. Well, actually, I do know he has had some strong races here at these road courses as of late. Bridgehampton, I think he got a top 5. Granted, a top 5 wouldn't be too hard tonight, but still good to pad those stats regardless. Here I am saying stat padding and D1 of Caesar's league league monopolies. I guess I guess league stuff. I don't know. Oh yeah, got Kenny in the chat. Nostalgic, yeah, it's good. I like the Mario Kart Wii. It's got some good music. I don't think it's copyrighted either, so I think we're good. If it is, YouTube will be sure to let me know real quick. I used it in DSRA season review. I used a lot of Mario Kart music and that didn't have any issues. LA Productions used it in their videos. They didn't have any issues, so all things should be good. Here's Victor Delgado, the third, second in points. Came to this race 2 points behind. I don't know where it's going to stand with drop races and all, but I do know that the one guy he needs to worry about beating is Neil Gallagher in that 27. And right now, he is not doing that, but he's close. And that's going to be interesting during the race. So this isn't a race, this is practice, where you get your lap times in, where you practice your pit roads, where you practice hitting your marks. And that's what's going to matter in this race and Motegi and the race after that for points. Kyle Watts, again, I think he's also a contender for the championship right now. A good one of that. I mean, what can I say? This dude has a NORL championship, 2 DSRA championships, all of that back to back to back of each other. It's insane what he's put together in that 21 car. I think he missed out on, actually I don't even think he missed out on the last NRL Championship before that, I think he just didn't show up as much. But regardless, he's here tonight, and in typical fashion, top of the board. And get this, a second faster than second place on the board, Gino Bononi. This man is unstoppable. Some say, I mean, I guess some could argue he's padding his stats, but on the same token, I think he's just making a name for himself. He's padded just about every stat there is, and I think at this point, just bringing those numbers up in terms of how many wins, top 10s, laps, leads, and poles you got. But regardless, this man is at the top of his game right now. Be interesting. Of course, he decides to drive it off into one. Right? Oh my gosh. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. So that'll be something to watch out for in the race. So don't miss turn one. You're gonna die, and so is the person on the next set of corners as well. That would suck. All right, here he is talking on the board, Gino Bononi. We were talking about him in terms of points. He's only 5 points back, and that battle for the points lead is getting very, very feisty right now. Especially, even granted, it's just practice, right? You don't know how the race is gonna go, but still, putting that time down, that shows you have that speed. Now, the thing is, getting that speed consistently during the race, and we're going to see how he does it tonight. He's already, I think, got 2 wins this season. Don't hold me to that. Actually, you know what? No, he doesn't. He only has 1. And I forgot to say, there is still the current thing that has been happening, and I think their streak gets broken this race, if I'm being honest. A new winner for every race so far this season. We've had, heck, I guess I could go pull up the spreadsheet, and I didn't really want to, but we got like 7 minutes left. We'd be good. I'll check my waiting room to see if Robbie's in there. Robbie might have to let me know in the YouTube chat when he wants to join the booth, actually, because I'm only gonna be flipping between so much, so give me a break. Let's see, CCRS Season 5. So, Cole Rodriguez won race 1 back at Meadowlands back in November. Then North Wilkesboro went to Jonathan Salos. Cameron Jamison won Daytona. Bridgehampton, we were talking about, went to Neil Gallagher. Kansas won by Joshua Clemens, who I think that was his only race this season. Don't hold me to that. Then Gino Bononi wins Nazareth, so he has 1 win. That was also the one race that I was watching a movie and forgot that we were racing tonight, kind of thing. But give me a break. That was only like the yeah, just give me a break on that, okay? Yeah, we won't. All right, Kyle Watts won Pikes Peak. Did I miss that one too? I don't remember. Evergreen, Robbie Gilden. I remember that. He'll supposedly be in booth this night. He was in the booth this for Talladega. Speaking of Talladega, Keith Hughes won that. So the door is open here at Phillip Island for another first-time winner of the season. A lot of names could get it. Garson, who was robbed at Evergreen, heck, he could be a guy to get it. I think he'd be a very good contender for tonight if he can put some stuff together there at the end. He's currently last on the board other than, is that Blake and Kennan? Blake and Kennan, yeah. There's a few more guys other than that. We got Jarrett Ravoy. I think that's Jonathan Salas in the 14. I think, I forget who's in the 0. I think Kenneth Miller in the 0. So about 13 cars right now in the server. Not all have set a lap, so a few more cars than what we initially started with. We got about 5 minutes left in the session of practice. Yeah. Tola is. He got the pole at Evergreen. Granted, it was a short track, but he's not too shabby at the road courses. We'll see where's he at lap time wise. He's kind of struggling a little bit. We'll see how he does tonight. Got Blake and Kennan back there off track a little bit. I think off tracks are going to be very common tonight. We're going to see a lot of guys pushing a little too hard. But how costly it will be, we'll find out. Here's Jonathan Salos, our friggin' winner. I don't remember where. I already forgot. I can go tab out real quick to look. He won at North Wilkesboro, right? Cameron Jamison. But has he ran a M&M's car here in CCRS? I don't know if he has or not, but I have noticed he has been expanding his library in terms of paint schemes for this league. Start off with, I think, I don't quite remember. I know he had a Nesquik. He has a Nesquik. He has a Nestle down with the Toll House, and then I think there was I forget the name of the brand, but it's like he was like advertising tater tots or something on the car back in like season 2. I think season 2. Yeah, it was season 2, something like that. So yeah, he's been definitely expanding his library for this league specifically, as you've seen. Gnarl, he usually runs M&Ms occasionally. I think I could have swore I've seen him run a Snickers car. And then wasn't the other one like whatchamacallits or something? I don't remember. Something candy. He likes his candy. He's the candy man of NR. And we went through everyone on the track. I mean, I haven't went through Blake and Kenyon yet. I think he's in a wind drought actually for here in CCRS, but don't hold me on that. I just haven't seen him really up front a lot lately. Well, I take that back actually. He's been up front a lot lately. It's just I think a lot of wins have. I don't know. He's a good driver. Just I don't think stuff's quite like falling into place for him as of late. I don't think. I know he finished like second at Meadowlands. I remember that. I don't know. I just know he hasn't won yet this season, and I don't know about that being a chance for that, but we'll see what he can do. Definitely struggling a little bit. I have went through literally everyone else, but fortunately we only have a couple minutes left. And we'll take a look at our. I did not mean to hit escape, but we've all. And we'll see where that puts us. Check my TeamSpeak. I don't see Ravi anywhere. I'll double check during qualify or before happy hour if we need to add him in. If he's not in there by then, I'm just going to assume he's probably just going to watch the duels. Then Discord. Nothing crazy there. I do got a few messages I need to read, but that can wait. I could have started this a little later, but what's the fun in that? What's the fun in that? I am taking a look at our little ticker right now, kind of getting some ideas of what I could do to fill in the. I feel like practice, the ticker's a bit empty. Again, qualifying, I don't think we're going to be using much qualifying for our thing, so I don't think there's really any point to add anything. Qualify, happy hour. Maybe. We'll see. I'm gonna turn off the Mario Kart stuff because I don't know how that is clashing with my voice. Actually, I can double check on that to see where it is. It don't clash with it too bad, but if you have it on loop for too long, people are going to get driven nuts, and it doesn't fit the best, so, I don't know, just want to try something with the Mario Kart music. I tried to, like, keep it in when I was talking about the Neil stuff, but, I forgot. I forgot, and, I would forgot to turn it off, too, so. My memory's kind of been scratchy lately with the whole situation I've been going through a little bit lately, but other than that, we've all again practice is about over. Only a few more seconds left of that. I don't know how much of that they're going to be on the track or not, but we're going to qualify here soon. Robbie is not in the server, so I'm going to assume he's not going to be joining the booth tonight. And if he does, then he's not going to be able to see from the player's point of view. So he's going to be George IFAR 250 limited. If you know, you know. All right. So I'm going to use this little chance to see why am I'm losing my mind. That's what it is. I need to be on myself. We got 18 laps on a tank. And we got 27 laps total. So this will be a one-stopper. Timing your one-stopper, though, is going to be crucial. They can make it to lap 18. And I think a lot of guys are going to try to make it to lap 18. As Neil said, as Neil put in his little pre-race thing, we're going to be seeing probably guys pit around lap 16, 17, realistically. And I think that's going to be the pit window between lap 16, dare I say lap 15. A mad lad could try. I think you're too much of a mad lad if you try to pit lap 14. But I think 15 to 18 is the pit window, and we'll probably see most of that happen lap 16, if I had to guess. So, if that's if it stays green. If we get a yellow, I'll put all kinds of things in limbo. It'll open it up a little bit more, and I think too, depending on the timing of the said yellow. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Again, was going to be two-guy booth, but I think Robbie wanted to watch the duels, which is 100% fine. I ain't complaining. It's some cool stuff, they got going on in Daytona. And I didn't expect a high view count for tonight with that in mind, so that's right. Regardless, be sure to like, subscribe. Keep up with the content. Tomorrow, Gnarl goes to Mexico City, so back-to-back road courses for the Caesars Leagues. Mexico City, that'll be interesting for tomorrow. Then Saturday, IFR goes to Nashville Super Speedway. Too crazy there. You might not be seeing me in ORB. I do got some stuff going on in the beginning of the day in midday, so not exactly going to be 100% available all day Saturday. Then Sunday, DSRA goes to Oswego for the All-Star race. I'll try to get a little special pylon ticker potentially for that. Or not ticker, but a pylon thing to see like who's locked in, who isn't, and whatnot. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and yeah. Again, so this being a road course, the qualifying time is a bit longer. I think you get one lap. You might get two. I think it's one though. I didn't check. So with that in mind, we're probably going to, I don't know if we're going to use the rest of our time here, but no one set a lap yet. So it's going to come down to who can really just put down those times. And execution is going to be key here. I think we all know who's probably going to end up on pole. But, every once in a while, things can change and things might happen. So that's why I'm not saying anything yet. So we'll see. What'd I say? Wow. Gino did find some time, I feel like. So did Jonathan Salos. I actually don't know what times Jonathan was setting in the race, so hard to say. And I think they only get one lap. So right now, as it stands, top four on the board have all won at least one race this season. So I'm honestly thinking that the trend of a new winner every race is going to end tonight with someone getting their first repeat win of the season here tonight. It's going to be interesting to see. And I think it just really goes to show how close that points battle's been all season long, and along with where it's been. So we'll definitely see for sure how that goes. And even with the points as they look like right now, it ain't over yet. After this race, some of those guys are going to get drop races. We could see a whole different scenario. Heck, we could see Kyle Watts leading the points coming into Motegi, but we will see that after this race. It's not over yet. Heck, we haven't even done qualify yet. I got like 5-minute happy hour to go through the rants and whatnot. Actually, usually goes through his rants like right as I go on the starting grid, but I think everyone here just pretty much knows the basis on how to do stuff. Neil Gallagher there with a 136.5. I guess they do get 2 laps? I guess so. Huh. Alright. Let's see, so I would check the chat a little bit. I'm not sure. Really close for second. Everyone in like second to fourth has a 136.5, and then Kyle Watts is just like 5/10 faster than everybody. And then Victor finally gets his time on the board. It's not too far off either. I mean, it's off. Don't get me wrong, but it's not too far off. John Felber's in the mix. Blake may be a bit of a struggler, but I think he just had a bad lap. We'll see what happens like with that. But a long night, I guess. Not really. Just saying that for the sake of saying it. 27 laps. Yeah. 18 laps on tank, like I said. Happy hour, not going to learn a lot, but you know everyone's going to be testing or checking their pit stalls, making sure their pit roads are good, all that jazz. And as it stands, the clock is about to hit 0, and Kyle Watts will be your pole sitter for tonight here at Phillip Island. Guys that didn't qualify, I technically am starting 10th, but technically I'm also not racing. Furthermore, Cameron Jamison would probably beat me with hammers if I ever joined if I ever actually did a race in a triple-digit number. So, few reasons I'm not racing. We got a big crowd of cars out here. I didn't expect we having this much, but I gotta keep up with this. This looks interesting. Brandon Beal. We'll take a look at Brandon Beal. I don't think I see him on the qualifying sheet. But this right here, I think everybody came on the track. Everybody. I think we might have missed a couple, but for the most part, everybody came on the track. Great practice here to just practice that race pace. See where these guys are going to press their limits. Some of these guys, I mean, I don't see any other reason to go on the track at this point except to go to practice your pit stalls, but might as well put some push laps down while you're at it. Potentially just see where your limits are. That spinner in the back is Kenneth Miller. Again, this is happy hour, not the official race yet. Which, again, I should probably make a little thing on the ticker specifying which session it is, but I just thought of that recently, so give me a break. We'll probably see that tomorrow for Gnarl, if I remember, because I also got to work on some paint schemes. Hence why I didn't broadcast last night's Assetto event. Take a little bit of a dive down pit road. As these guys are getting ready to enter pit road. Practicing those speeds as well. I think pit road starts before the corner, so you're only going to see a little bit of it here. You see Brandon Beal heading down pit road. Victor Delgado, Jonathan Solos are testing their stalls. Kyle Watts is already in there. Or actually, he might have reset somewhere. I think he did reset somewhere. I'm going to change this camera angle a little bit because the game kind of doesn't like that. I see Kenneth Miller over there now. See, he's got a view that doesn't like clip so bad, or maybe there is one that doesn't clip as bad. Get to zoom in. It looks like a solid shot, right? I guess. Yeah, I think that's a solid shot. Get a good shot of the track. See, wait for a car to go through here, see if it looks like a close shot. Granted, I'm not going to be using this during the race, but... well. Almost. We'll actually probably be using this for the... well, when they're coming to the line thing, because I already have a pit road camera set up if we have any battles off pit road. That's always something I try to prioritize. See if we get someone coming through this time, or maybe they're just going down pit road. Oh, here's Kala Aziz. This is pretty solid camera angle. I like it. pretty nice. Got Blake getting over there off a little bit off my camera shot a little bit. So I do want to change that with that in mind. Yeah, this is a great shot. Great shot for happy hour, I feel like. If anyone wants to use this shot, no, this looks good. Phillip Island. I like those little lights. I think this is supposed to resemble a night track, and I bet if you just change the sky mip, I think those lights actually light up. So, I don't know. They look like they would anyway. As for the rest of the track, you might be screwed. Well, we already looked at our standings, all that. I'm not going to look at the duels because it doesn't relate to this much, if at all, which it doesn't. And tomorrow, Gnarl's going to be conflicting with a NASCAR truck race, so there's no... It's going to be rough, too. I don't plan on watching either of those, so I'm fine, but attendance is a slight concern. We'll see. We'll see. How much more time they got? They only got a few more seconds. Yeah, I timed this pretty alright. You know, 5 minutes. Used them up pretty good. Very solid camera shot. You guys testing out the pit road. You see that little line there? That is the pit road commitment line, that white line. One last test of the pits for Kyle Watts, pole sitter. And one last test of the pits for John Felber. Neil Gallagher going to come through this corner one last time along with teammate Garson Millyoung. The only way you can tell those cars apart is by their car number.
Right, it is race time. So, to bring out a caution or a restart has to be a multi-car wreck. When we have the caution called, the field is frozen. There is no racing back to the line. 27 laps. Good luck.
You're the boss man. Well, while they're figuring that out, I need to figure out how I'm going to get a good camera angle for the thing. So there those guys are over there. I'm going to go over here. And we're going to get a good shot for the start. Will we need a restart? I actually hope not. I don't think we will need one. If I'm being dead honest with you guys. It looks like small field. These guys should have it under control for the decent part. We'll watch me get stud corrected, but hey, that's part of life sometimes.
Drivers, start your engine!
Well, they weren't waiting on me because I done got in and out of my car, unless they done like did something goofy. There's your entire field. You can see that one shot here. Not a very big field, but a field nonetheless, one we can look at. That is a terrible statement I just made. Do not quote me on that. Holy crap, I did not cook with that. Pace car is in. Phillip Island. One of the Australian tracks. I think they run this in V8 Supercars. Some other series they run in Australia. Very nice track. These guys are about to tame it here tonight.
We had a car miss the start. We're going to do a restart.
Ah!
So,
Why?
do what you need to.
Oh my gosh! I'm joking, by the way. Please. I'm joking, by the way. I'm not taking it that seriously. I'll click on the start again. Honestly, wasn't expecting that. See, let's try that again, shall we? All right. All right. Attempt number 2. Technically, attempt number 1.5 if you count the restarts that count, because this one doesn't. I'll try to get y'all's ticker updated after lap 1, because I think that's just going to have to be the... actually, yeah, you know what? Actually, it looks pretty solid right now. In that case, I'll go ahead and turn it on. The lap of... And, I didn't. Did I not get it out of my car? Did I? I did.
Drivers, start your
I'll say.
engines!
Am I missing anything else? Got session time. Should be right. Yep, session time looks good. Everybody's rolling out. 27 laps, 18 laps on a tank. Again, this is Australia, Phillip Island. Pace car is in. Good wreck of cars tonight. A little over 10. 2 Nissans on the front row. Neil Gallagher, Kyle Watts, teammates right behind them. Gino Bononi and Johnny Salos. Coming to the green flags in the air. Car in the back around that is a 0 of Kenneth Miller. He gets it back going. And Garson Myung with a bit of a slide up. Saves it. Gonna cost him some time though. A little loose there in the back. One of the, I think that's Jarrett Gravoy in the 56. Right behind him, Cameron Jamison. Decent shuffle of cars here. Jonathan Salos right there. Tala is Blake Kinkinnon. Big shuffles going on right now for position. Still side by side. And it looks like Jonathan Salos is going to try to now take advantage of Tala and it looks like he will. Current only lap 1, but track position is so important in these races, and I think this track as well, as we've seen in Neil's little report. Speaking of Neil, he is going to lead lap 1. With Kyle Watts just behind him. So Neil Gallagher, points leader, back to the point. Gino Bononi there in 3rd. I don't know if he's going to try to pounce yet or not, but regardless. B-ball. John Felber holding on P4, and then P5, Victor Delgado the 3rd. And from behind him is an influx of some cars as well. Blake Kinkinnon, he's already going to try to make a move down to the bottom of that 52. Will Victor doesn't put up much of a fight. He was probably going to try that undercut, but Jonathan Salos was there. Garson Million also poking his head there. Jonathan Salos, he's still side by side with that 52. 52, not too aggressive there. Gets a little curb there on that 52 car. It's going to cost him some time. Garson, he wants that spot. How aggressive is he going to be for it is the question. Already made a mistake on lap 1, lost some time, but now putting the pressure on Victor Delgado the 3rd for I think I don't know what spot that is. I think P6, P7. Big loose from the 20, accidentally sends the corner on the 52, works out in the end, gets a spot. I think that's what it looked like happened. He might have just actually sent it, but don't quote me on that. Blake Kinkinnon up to imagine P6, or not P6, P5. John Felber pulling away in P4. He's pretty comfortable with this so far. Then Gino Bononi, P3, P2, Kyle Watts, and still some shuffling in the back. I think I see Brandon Beal poking his head through, but I think right now it's just Salos versus Kinkinnon for P5, and big looser from the 15. The 14 is going to try to send a little bit deeper here. Can he get it done? Blake's going to pinch him a little bit, but I think Jonathan's going to get that run on the exit. Yep, Jonathan clears. Right behind them, Garson Myung, P7. Then P8, Tala Aziz trying to hold on. Victor Delgado from P5 to P9 in just a couple laps. Kind of, I don't know. And car off the track, that is Garson Muyung off the track here. Still green. Let's take a look and see what happened. I think he just missed the corner. Yep. Overdrove the corner. Gets back going. He's going to cost him a lot of spots. He drops him down to, I think, 11th now after working so hard to get those spots back. That's the second time he's been off the track tonight, and it's only lap 3. But race can get turned around real quick. We'll see what happens. Battle for second heating up. Gino Bononi versus Kyle Watson. I think Kyle in a bit of defense here. If I'm not gonna lie, I think he's been in a bit of a defense mode here. Usually he's a bit more, you know, offense all the way, but he's changed up his driving style a lot lately, and so far it's been hit or miss. We'll see how it does for him tonight. I know Rosberg's still 1-2. Neil Gallagher has led every lap tonight so far. Question is, where will those tires start becoming a factor? And when do you pit? The top 3 have kind of pulled away. John Felber holding his own. He's not too far back. Jonathan Salos, I think, is definitely the quicker of... And I didn't play that statement too well. Jonathan Salos is definitely quicker than that 03. He's going to try to send a little bit here. John Felber does not put up much of a fight. Nope, he does the undercut. All right. Big aggressive there. Wasn't expecting that. Ultimately, Jonathan's going to get a better run. Oh, John Felber wasn't ready for that big... he wasn't ready for that. Ultimately, holds on to it, but that's going to cost his tires some. He's got that track position. He's also got a little bit of room behind him. So I'll give him a little bit of time to rebound. And hopefully a chance to put himself in a better position strategy-wise. Hopefully those tires didn't kill him too bad. Oh, car off the track. That is Blake Kincannon. I think he just missed the corner. Not sure how many spots he lost. Looks like he only lost 1 spot to Tala Aziz. And Tala makes a mistake, but they hold on. So far it's been a game of who makes mistakes, who doesn't. It's been a mixed bag so far. I do notice my ticker is looking a little weird. I think I need to change the spacing or something, because if I made it any smaller, you wouldn't see it if it was double digits where the 4 is. So I'll try to find a fix for that. I don't know if there's one or not, but I'll try. I wanted to make it look as good as I can. But regardless, Blake Kincannon, he's kind of holding some guys up right now. P7. P8, 9, and 10 right behind him. They want that spot. Tala seems to have made a mistake, but Blake also getting a little bit of curb there. Holds on to it. Battle for second. Still cooking up between Gino and Watts. I don't even know if it's a battle at this point. I think it's just a... Well, I say it's a battle still. Nothing much in terms of time between these people have changed at all. These guys have been pretty much steady the same now. It looks like they did catch Neil a little bit there. And I'm seeing it, but we'll see if that sticks. Long race. I don't want to stay up to these guys too long, but I don't want to miss anything either. So I guess it's just going to have to be a bullet I'm going to have to bite with this one. Jonathan Salos, of these guys, P4, he's at a bit of a disadvantage, having to push a little bit harder to catch that group. He may have to do something different. I don't know. He's at a disadvantage, though, for sure. He didn't start up as high. Doesn't have as much time towards those guys, so we'll see what he can pull out of the bag here. John Felber still holding on, P5. P5, pretty good. And Taldez is still holding on P6. He's gained a little bit on him here and there, nothing too big. And same story with Blake. And then Victor Delgado right behind that. Garson's falling back a little bit. Beal's still there. And Cameron Jamison's put up a pretty strong fight so far. Usually workhorses are his kryptonite. Granted, he's not, you know, fast, but he's keeping up with these guys tonight. So Kudos to Cameron so far. Don't want to jinx him too much, so I'm going to probably pan off of him just for that sake specifically, because I'd hate to jinx him. Especially road course. But yeah. I don't think that's the entire field either. Some guys that are further back. Same story for the most part. It's Kenneth Miller. He is last running car, 13th. Oh! Speaking of jinxing somebody. Unfortunate. That may have to. Yeah, he had to call a tow truck there. He might have called it a night, actually. The other. I think Brandon built. Or not Brandon Bill. Why did I say Brandon Bill? I've been watching too much NASCAR. I think Brandon Beal's team has been on the struggle bus tonight. But some of those guys from the Fancy Cup Series may be at a disadvantage in terms of experience. So regardless, actually they are at a disadvantage. Somewhere, Cameron got around Beal. I don't know where the mistake was made, but somewhere a mistake was made. And there's a bit more spread between those guys, but Victor is still right at the back of Kincannon. The little smoke you see there was from Kenneth Miller a little bit ago, who spun out and I think called it a race. Yeah, they did call it a race. First retiree of the night, and so far only retiree of the night is a 0 of Kenneth Miller. Let's kind of go roof cam with Victor here, just to see, because I don't usually go to that camera angle, and there's a pretty solid battle here. I was going to do a whole lap, but this track's just too big, man. Looks like Gino has definitely lost some time. Something. Either these two are gaining time, or Gino's lost time, or maybe a mix of both. But, Gino's fallen from grace. I say fall from grace. He's fallen from this, he's fallen from the lead drivers a little bit. Not a lot. He can still hold on, especially from that far back. But, I think these two are just trying to make it between them two for potentially the win of this race. It's not over yet, obviously, but it could end up being that way towards the end of it. Kyle Watts, I don't know if he's taking the learning approach or if he's trying to save better than Neil. I'm not sure, but he's still behind Neil, and he's caught up in terms of just overall race. I don't know if he's giving it his all or if he's saving a little bit. I imagine somewhere one of these two are saving in some department. Like I said, Gino's not out of the picture. He's still here. He's just not quite as close to these guys. I just jinxed him. Well, if it was any Sejudan car to jinx, at least it's not Cameron Jamison. Unfortunate. I could see him getting a little loose there too. So that brings John Felber up to P4. Solo's up to P3. And Rosberg is miles ahead of everybody else. Not quite miles, but they got a pretty good distance. And I don't think they're battling right now either. I don't think they intend to right now. If anything, I think if I had to guess, one's probably going to pit a different lap than the other. And if Kyle wants to do an overtake, he's probably going to do it based on pit road. Because passing in this track is hard here unless you pressure someone into a mistake. And we've seen a lot of mistakes tonight. John Felber kind of gifted that P4. Gino kind of wants it back, and by kind of, he wants it. I guess that wasn't good, but he wants that spot back after missing a corner, or I wouldn't say missing a corner. He probably got loose, and John, I think he tries to undercut him here, but Gino kind of parks the bus on the bottom, makes sure he doesn't get too much of a run underneath him. John locks up a little bit there, but Gino gets that little slide in. I think Gino's faster right now, so that'll probably stay constant. Talas is slowly catching these guys. Brandon Beal in the back. He's off the track. In the gravel right now. He's going to try getting it out of here. He does. Nicely done by Brandon Beal. Sucks he got in the gravel, but big kudos for getting it out of there without having to call a tow truck. Not exactly the easiest thing in the world. Keeps his race alive. Loses more time to Jamison and Garson, who have been pretty steadily staying together all race so far. King Kennan, he's actually going to call down pit road. 5-10. He's going to go for a two-stopper here in that 15 car. We'll see how that goes. I honestly don't think that's going to work, but I'm not the one behind the wheel and I'm not the one making the decisions, so for all I know, he could end up P1 after all this. John Felber holding on with Gino. He's not done with him. Car up ahead. It's Jonathan Salas. Salas is pretty checked out right now. Ooh, John Felber getting a little loose there. He pressed the envelope a little too hard, but he holds on. Still in the top 5. A lot of guys lock up their tires here. Oh, and Gino's around. Loses it, and I think John slowed up some. Tala just straight up missed the corner. I can tell you this, there ain't no oil down, but something happened to this 20 car. I guess he overshot it, missed the corner, and then Gino got loose around mid-corner. John spun the tires on the Exeter corner, and Gino once again in the sand pit now. Oh, man. Rough start to Gino. Or I say rough start. Rough tournament events for Gino right now. Jarrett has called it a night in that 56. And Brandon Beal, last running of... Well, actually, the only running left of the Brandon Beal cars, and all of them look to round out the last place order, unfortunately. John Felber back up to 4th after Gino having some issues there. Jonathan, I can't speak. Jonathan Salos by himself right now in P3. And then the 2 Rosberg cars have just been playing teammates this pretty much this entire race. From the drop of the green, Neil Gallagher took the lead, and Kyle Watts has been right behind him ever since. And Gino's been there, but Gino is no longer there. And I don't think Salos is gaining any time on these guys right now. Still a lot of racing left to go. We're not even halfway yet. And on the pit strategy side of things, gotta look at that 15 car. He's the only... Something happened to Tala. Nothing happened to Tala. He's on that same strategy as the 15, two-stopper. I don't know if I like it. I really don't know if I like it. But it's a strategy. And John Felber. Okay. So... I think they're going for a two-stopper. Let me just read back what Neil said. I'm curious. What lap do you see? Because I was looking at my projected laps on the thing, and I was basing off that, but let's kind of look at... Neil probably would know better. So, okay. So tires are going to be more of a thing than fuel. Okay. That's the thing. I didn't even remember that. So, tires will last 15 laps, so these guys aren't worried about... I honestly think... I don't know. It's going to be... Somebody's going to stay out. Somebody's going to manage it right and make it a one-stopper. But I think Neil is probably going to do a two-stopper. I could be wrong, though.
Alright, I will clear it.
Who got a black flag? I don't know idea. Oh, John! Ah, he was running P5. No, John. Oh, well. Cameron Jamison, hello. He's running pretty still good. I think obviously Garson Pitt, but holding up with... I mean, granted, Gino's had mishaps, but, you know, not all bad considering, you know, other races. John made a mistake. Got to give it to John Felber, though. He's ran a really good race so far, even if he doesn't finish well. He's put a lot of those cards in a good deck. That's a terrible phrase. Don't let me cook on that again. Alright, Victor Delgado, 4th right now. 3rd, still Salos, and then the top 2 have just been Rosberg dominance. I think they've already locked up constructors. I didn't think to do a constructors graphic at all. I should have, but I guess I didn't think of it. I was going to do one for IFAR too, but I didn't. Look at me. Mr. Memorable. But yeah, that's pretty much just been the case this whole race. Been some swaps between positions behind that, but up front, Rosberg 1-2 since the drop of the green. And again, Tala and Blake Kincannon on that freshest tires. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. Okay. Moving on. Blake is, I imagine, in better shape. John going to pit road. Again, you gotta keep in mind time differentiations. Consider in people who've had mistakes or off tracks. I think Jamison might have had one somewhere in between this. He's still holding on alright. Strategy's kind of all over the place, really. Pit road's about to get really busy. Look at our... Oh, okay, so Blake's not even in the race anymore. Okay. So both the guys that pitted early are pretty much out of contention with other stuff, and Neil Gallagher pitting lap 13 coming to 14. I think Kyle's got the upper hand on this strategy. I could be wrong, but I just think Kyle's got the upper hand here. Way he drives his car, somebody up here spun. I imagine, I don't really know who it would be. I guess John Felber. So this is where strategy's all over the place now. I think it's probably going to filter out here soon. Kyle Watts, for the first time tonight, has an open road. Doesn't have to worry about slowing up for Neil. I don't know in terms of where he was on that. Holy moly, he slid it through that corner. But regardless, it's going to be interesting to see if he comes out ahead of or behind Neil Gallagher, because they've been close pretty much all race. Ooh, another big slide. Off track there for the 21 of Kyle Watts. The track's very difficult, and these guys are pressing their limits. Those tires are dying, and he comes in this time. Honestly, I think in a defense stance, I think everyone's pitted now. So I think this is the move to make. I'm going to keep on pit road 1. So we can see Kyle Watts, then Neil Gallagher, potentially anyone in between. I don't think we're going to have any lead changes other than Kyle Watts in this exchange of pit stops. But we're going to find out here where Neil Gallagher comes out of this. There he is, right on the exit of the final corner. And he will have the lead out of that. A big lead as well. Holy moly. Now the question is, how big is that lead? How long is that lead going to last? As this is the last run of the race, he's ran already a lap on that car. It's going to be close. I just don't know. If Neil makes it, yeah, it's gonna be close. Even you gotta be extra conserve mode for the second run, which you have room for, cause there's more gaps in the second run. There's less to lose in the second run, so you can be a lot more conservative in this second run. It's gonna be close, man. I don't really know who's gonna have the upper hand here, but I feel like Neil. I mean, I think he's got most laps led on lock here in that 27. Where actually not quite. I think this time by will have it on lock, which is good for points. Keeps him ahead on that points lead. He has hit his marks almost every lap. What a race so far. Race of attrition, race of patience. If I were on the track, that's probably the strategy I'd be taking. I don't think I'd be this high up in the standing, but this would be the style of racecraft I enjoy. Patience and just letting the race come to you. Like Neil Gallagher has kind of just been on top of his game the entire race. I think Watts is pushing now. He's catching a little bit on Neil. I don't know if it's a factor of Neil saving and Watts pushing. It's a ratio that I don't know, but we're going to find out here in these closing laps, I think. Jonathan Salo is kind of just in a league of his own right now. I don't know where... Garson in P4? Dang, okay. I don't know where he's at strategy-wise, but this is, regardless, impressive. Considering the race he's had so far. That's the second time tonight I've had commentators cheering. Third time tonight! Man. Somebody need to quit playing with them voodoo dolls, man. I ain't playing this game. Alright. Victor Delgado III, he's pitting this time. I think Beal is fifth? What? How? Okay, I guess he's on a strategy, something strategy-wise as well. Some strategy must be weird, because I'm lost, man. But regardless, Victor, he's going to make his last stop of the night. I think he's already pitted this race, so he's going on a two-stopper 100% here, and he'll pit here, make it to the end. Honestly, if I were him, I would have stretched it a little longer, but I'm not the one behind the driver's wheel, and I don't know all the strategy and stuff, so I digress on that. He said he was pitting this time. Did he fake? He must have faked. Oh, that was clean. Why did he fake, though? I don't know. Maybe he pit last time and I wasn't paying attention. Either way, I'm losing my mind. Him versus Beal, though. Beal P5. Regardless of where he is in strategy, he's somewhere, and I don't know if that's ahead or behind. Nothing changed up here up front. John Felber, he's fallen back to 9th with his mishaps. I don't think strategy is going to save him now. Unfortunate. Cameron Jamison, despite me hyping him up, I mean, he's running an alright race still, so, I mean, say what you will. Gino's still struggling. I think he could still get some more spots. I think he's eyeballing these two up here, and I think one of them's on a different strategy. Hard to say. Victor's up to P5 now, regardless. Keep in mind, Victor is P2 in standings as well, so this is going to have a big thing. Either way, I think Neil, with most laps led already locked, that's a point or two, something like that. That's a big deal. Jonathan Salos, ever since he got around John Felber for P4, and when Gino had that mishap, he's been in P3 ever since. And I don't know if it's going to change or not. 10 to go. I only got like 9 cars left to talk about. Tala bit the dust. Blake bit the dust. Gravois and Miller, Kenneth Miller, have all retired from the race with various issues. Could have been Rex, something. I don't know. I don't know. But definitely a race of attrition and a race of patience. And started with 13, we're down to 9. So if you're still in the race up to this point, congratulations, top 10. And Kyle Watts, off the track. Big mistake. This is big. Wow. Again, this track's hard, man. You got it back going real quick. But man, there's a lot of mistakes, even from the good guys. Hard track. Almost lost it there. Holds on to it. Nicely done. And another thing I do want to know here, Kyle Watts on controller, the amount of precision it takes to race controller and be this quick takes an insane amount of precision. And honestly, for more people in that, I would argue profession, but I'm going to beat with hammers if I call it a profession. It's not an easy task. I can't say I've done in our online. Oh, another off track for Kyle. He is pushing the crap out of that thing, trying to get all the speed he can. But regardless, he has proven himself already one of the best controller drivers I've seen. Not the best, because, you know, that's mean. What if there's other people better than him? But one of the best that I've seen in NR73 Online. He has proven himself. He has nothing else left to prove, in my opinion. But you know what? As long as you're here, make the most of it. And I still think he's making the most of it. Mistakes here and there, but you know, that's just part of life. If you ain't making mistakes, you ain't learning. Brandon probably made some of those mistakes in the past, but hey, this is a difficult track. I ain't dogging on him. Heck, I probably couldn't do any better. But this man has been a class act. Very respectable driver, very quick. And just straight up very good. I don't even know what else to say. He's just really good. Really consistent. Solo's still holding on P3. Some call him Pasta, some call him Sleepy Boy. I call him Turtle on steroids. I'm lying, I only called him that one time. Alright, Victor Delgado III versus Gino Bononi. We got an on-track battle for P5. Gino, he's reeled himself back into that P5 spot after those mistakes he's made. And he's got fresher tires, I think. I think that's all she wrote for Victor. Someone spun out in the back. That Garson on pit road might have made a stick. Missed his box. Cameron might have been the guy that spun out. Not sure. I could find out if I really want to, but do I want to? Fine. Oh yeah, it was Garson. Did he call a tow truck or he just drove it back? Okay, yeah. Well, he was running P4. Yeah, no. It's a hard track, man. It really is. Like, you gotta push your limits. You gotta find that extra bit of speed, but the extra bit of speed was just too much there for Garson. Down to P9 now. John Felber gets around him for P8. Actually, P7. Someone else, I think, had something happen. John Felber's starting to make some spots back. Cameron Jamison, race isn't over for him, but we'll see where he finds himself strategy-wise. Victor's still P5, then P4 Gino, P3 Solos, and right there in P2 Kyle Watts, and then already locked up most laps led. I'm curious to see, where does he have fastest lap? No, Kyle Watts does. He's 10th, 4th fastest lap. Still, impressive run by Neil Gallagher. My only question is, he's got that time between him and Kyle Does he save enough gas? Or enough tires? I don't know. It ain't over yet. I do know that. Honestly, I can't shake him for betting early. You want to stay ahead of your competition. May have just stayed too far out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not big on strategy. If I was, I'd be Larry McReynolds, and I'd be like... what would I be doing? I don't know. But I know I wouldn't be doing... what would I be doing? Who am I? I don't know. Moving on. Brandon Beal, P9. In his... I say return. I guess he wasn't really gone that long. He was a little bit further back in standings. I don't think it's going to stay. Now, granted, he is probably going to lose a bit. Here's probably going to be one of his drop races. But, gotta say, this is one of the best seasons he's put down in CCRS. And, especially for as being competitive as it is, he has kept up with that competition. And I would even argue he has gotten better as this league has gotten more competitive. So it'll be interesting to see what we'll put together next season, even though this season has already been pretty stellar so far, in my opinion, for Brandon Beal. I'm just running around talking about drivers now at this point. All good things, too. I need to find something to, like, dog on somebody about. Let's see. Who can... Aw, man, John Phillip, no. Aw, man. Oh, well. He didn't lose any spots, I don't think. Yeah, that corner's hard, man. Tall and messed up in it. At least he didn't get stuck in the sand trap, though. Still holding on to P7, but he lost some time to Garson. Oh, well. Good run, though. Like I said, he's already put up a good race. Anyways, I've been talking too nice about people. Let's see, someone I can make fun of. There he is, Mr. Let's see, what kind of turtle with steroids? Let's see, how am we gonna make fun of him? Let's see, I can't bed react him in the NR chat unless I found out a way to put a bed emoji in the NR chat. I don't want to distract him either. That'd be like straight up rude. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe dogging on people isn't good. I'm gonna stick with that. Let's just get a little quote from Bill and Ted here. Please don't copyright kill me, Keanu Reeves. Or friggin' John Wick. Just please don't kill me. We're saying this. Be good to each other and party on, dudes. That's what matters. So no matter how many times Jonathan Salas gets bed reacted and how many times he oversleeps, he will always be Jonathan Salas. And that's good, because it's good to be yourself. Yeah. I don't know. I'll just find something to talk about. Maybe some inspirational quotes for y'all if y'all are down. Man, I'm getting... You know what? I'm not even saying it's a curse at this point. Call him Naplos. No, I'm not calling him Naplos. That's your thing. I'm gonna call him the turtle on steroids. A little bit of spin there from Watts. He's still got... I think he's still got P2. This thing ain't over yet, though. He's still got, like... We still got some time left. Also, Tola, if you're wondering, I think Robbie wanted to watch the duels instead, which I can't blame him. This kind of looks boring, low key. I mean, it's got a lot of lore to it. I think, like the whole race is in itself has some good lore, and I could build some lore. I should probably start making up lies about people to make this interesting. I'm joking. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. That's messed up. Don't do that. Actually, like if you're watching this, don't do that. That's bad. Don't make up lies about people and spread them. That is not only spreading fake news, but that is spreading rumors, which is chaotic bad or evil. I don't know. Something like that. I don't watch enough film theory. Yeah, Neil Gallagher, he's got most slaps led on lock. Rosberg 1-2 so far right now. I got Turtle on steroids P3. Victor P4. not going to be enough to challenge that points lead, as the points lead is currently a bit too far away. Wall Kulos. I should have skipped the setup won't turn. It won't turn, probably, but like, honestly, this looks fun in my opinion. I like racing hard tracks that are hard to figure out. It's challenging. I like it. Or you suck. Yeah, you might suck. Just a little bit. Let's see, wall culos. I haven't seen him do any wall cooling tonight. I will say, Jonathan Solis, he's done pretty good. No wall cooling tonight so far. So he's. I can see the classes on the addiction to wall cooling has done him well. So hopefully he's good on that. He's done enough wall cooling for one decade. Hopefully the next decade won't lead to more wall cooling, but we'll see. I think I figured it out. He might be wall cooling because he's tired. I don't know. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Check the chat if anything interesting. There's just a couple guys that have. Oh, Brandon Beal's done for the night. Dang. Okay, so now we're 7. We started off with 13 down to 7. All the Brandon Beal cars are dead, and so is John Felber. After still he's getting a top 10 though. John Felber is, I can't shake him. That's a good finish. That's not bad. Not bad, right? So a good race for John Felber. It didn't finish, but hey, at least you get some points out of it. You got top 10, yeah. All right. I didn't have much practice also. You should have practiced more. Oh, let's see. I am not a Taco Bell lover. That is fake news. Liberal media trying to convince me that I am a Taco Bell lover. That's not even right. I apologize. I apologize to my viewers for doing a fake Donald Trump impression because I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Granted, it is 3 to go, chat. Here I am talking about Donald Trump and Taco Bell. We got 3 laps to go. We got a Rosberg car in P1. A Rosberg car in P2. I think they've locked up constructors. And one heck of a stat pad. I want to say pad. I'm trying to think of a better word for it because I think stat pad is a bit offensive. A stat put together, I guess? I don't know. They've put together one heck of a season as a team, though. I will say that. And I think they locked up constructors last season as well, but don't quote me on that. I think it might have been Sejidan. Not sure. I was here last season, too. Or a little bit of it, anyway. There's just certain things that I should keep up with, but don't. I should do better. Zach, college work can't. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. I can't argue with that. Sometimes you only do what you can. It was 2 to go last time by. Coming to the white flag this time. I have my little white flag button ready. It's the only button I've had to use all race. My ticker is broken. Why? That sucks. Anyway, we're going to fix that at a later time. I don't know why the ticker decided to be broken. Because I tested it 3 times before this. But no, it didn't want to work. So, it's 2 to go. Come to the white flag. This time around. I'll keep y'all up to date on that. At least it's not like a Daytona or something y'all need to know what, Solos is Rosberg too? Where's his pull ball number? Where is his pull ball number? Bro's sponsored by friggin' Tubi. Don't quote me on that. Nah, that brother is not running a pull ball car. Who's behind that? I know Victor's independent. Alright, anyway. They just threw the white flag, didn't they? Yeah, they did. Let me just go ahead and put this up on the screen. I was just paying attention to something else, and Tala distracted me saying that Salas is on Rosberg. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. Watch me, forget the name of the team and just saying something entirely different that popped up in my head for no reason. Anyway, let's get a little serious. Sorry about the yellow flag thing. It's not yellow flag. Point of no return, by the way. I just forgot to turn it on, 3 laps ago. I gotta say, man, this dude pitted early. I didn't think he was gonna be making it this far, but he did. I think he's the only car, and you know what? Other than, from what I've seen, I don't think I've seen Cameron make too many mistakes in that 31 car. Him and Cameron put together a really good race. And Neil, probably the only guy in the top 5 that has not gone off the track not once this race. 21-second lead. Just a few more corners to go for Neil Gallagher. He's going to break the streak at this point. The only other car in the top 5 that could break that streak is Victor Delgado III. He's 45 seconds back. Not going to happen tonight. The streak is broken. First multi-winner of the season, Neil Gallagher rounds off the final corner for the final time tonight here at Phillip Island. And he is going to get win number 2 for Season 5 CCRS. Nicely done. "21 seconds to second in the 21 car. Pole Ball Motorsports, aka Rosberg. 1, 2, supposedly 3. I don't see a pole ball number in the 14, therefore I refuse to believe it is a pole ball car, unless I am proven otherwise. I could probably look at that. I'm joking, actually, by the way. I know dang well he's Rosberg. Win number 2 of the season. Kyle Watts hits the tire barrier back there, so I don't think he's going to be able to give a congratulatory bump, but what a drive. Has led every lap. Points leader has gained some points here today. I don't know if he's going to still be the points leader after this, but if not, then crap, because that wouldn't make sense, but it probably would. Regardless, perfect race. Like I said, only guy that did not go off the track not once this entire race. Kept it on the track the entire race. Had a clean pit stop. Stayed in front of Kyle Watts. Made no mistakes. Reaps the reward. That championship run looks a lot... It looks a little bit more fresh now. With the only guy this season with more than 1 win. Instead of doing a burnout, he's going to drive to pit road. I don't think he wants to tear up the car. I guess that's the thing there. And it's never something through. I guess you can't, but hey, I ain't one to judge. Man, what a race. What a show put on by Neil Gallagher. Nicely done there. And that is going to wrap it up for the race. Hold on a second. I'm feeling a little woozy. Alright, so let's see how broken is the ticker. My laps are bad. Could be worse. Alright. See the current session time. That stayed about right. Track stayed about right. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Okay. So I'll need to edit the laps thing for tomorrow again. I keep editing that. Nothing really comes together. Let's go ahead and take a look at results for us. If I see if there's anyone I need to harass, or not harass, see if there's anyone that is in the waiting room that wants interviewed. Don't know if there is or not, but we'll see when we get there. Again, no Robbie Gilv tonight. He went to go watch the duels. I don't blame him. That's probably a bit more entertaining than a road course race in CCRS, but still, this race holds a lot of meaning. And first race of the season, we don't have a first-time winner for the season. We have our first multi-winner of the season, Mr. Neil Gallagher. And, you know, if I had picks, he'd probably be at the top of them. But I didn't. Something happened to Kyle Watts. Jonathan Salos actually got second. I'm going to go back and look at that. But there's your results if you want to screenshot that, whatevs. I'm going to see what happened to Kyle Watts on the last lap, because he was second. What happened to him? Oh. That would do it. 2 corners left. He had kind of had second unlock, but I guess, you know, mistakes happen, and fortunately cost him P2. Potentially something else too, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. Alright, so go back to TV1. Let's see if we got anyone in our waiting room. Got Mr. Neil Gallagher.
Buddy was moved to your channel.
Well, Neil, you put on a perfect race. How about you? Can you kind of dive us through that a little bit?
It's just not making mistakes.
Yeah,
It
no.
was pretty rewarding. I get it's a little bit of a Hillier syndrome. I put together the track and I put together the setup, and it turns out I was the only one who could really drive it for 27 laps. But it still is nice to go through that 45, 50-minute race, and I don't think I really made a mistake.
Yeah, no, I've seen that race. I was looking at the competition behind you. They were just slowly like dropping like flies. Gino made a mistake, and then I think Felber. Felber was holding on pretty good there. He made a mistake. Then Victor, then Kyle Watts. He was keeping up with you best he could there that last round, but ultimately kept making mistakes there. And yeah, you just put together quite literally the perfect race. I did look at your.
Sorry, I think I might have let Kyle down a little bit as a team owner because I was pacing him really nicely in the first run, and he saved his tires great. And then we split up, and he said he made a mistake on his pit in, and when he had a 5-second gap to me, I think he pushed a little bit too much.
Yeah, I could see that. But hey. 2 wins in the season. You are the first driver this season to get more than 1 win. Up to this race, it was a different winner every week.
Yeah, I owe that to Dunloprod's, I think, right front tire at Bridgehampton. And this time I owe it to Jonathan Salos, Pasta Boy himself, because he complained about the brake bias, so I did testing this morning. And I might not have been this good if I hadn't done 2 more tire runs.
Interesting. Well, you heard it here, folks. Blame Pasta. I'm joking. But yeah, no, you straight up cooked. I don't even know what to say. You pitted right. You made everything work out. I read your little pre-race thing in the practice. Got a lot of insight from that. You pitted lap 13, coming to 14. That was the plan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't sure. The undercut was going to be super powerful. I don't know. I assume it looks really bad on the UI if you look at lap times all the time. But we were running 37s to start that race. By lap 12, I was in the 39s. My lap 12 was a 40.2. So if Gino had been within 3 seconds, I would have pitted at the end of 12 just to try to avoid being undercut. I did not want to follow anybody, with the possible exception of Kyle because he's a teammate. Scored the same number of points, team points. So once Gino fell back, I was comfortable pushing it to the halfway mark and getting 2 as even as they can get runs.
Well, that's all the questions I had for you. Do you have anything else you wanted to mention?
I think that about covers it.
All right, well, like I said, put together a really good race, and hopefully you do well next week at Twin Ring Motegi.
Thank you.
Buddy left your channel.
All right, that is Neil Gallagher. He was the only one in our waiting room. Congrats to him on the win. Like I said, next week is Twin Ring Motegi. I think I did a little bit better there with the questions. I've had some people helping me out with my wordage on that. But yeah, Twin Ring Motegi next week. Again, Neil Gallagher with a bit bigger points lead now. And no, the finale is not Homestead or Atlanta. It's Lowe's Night, which is basically what I did for Sox Season 1. Speaking of Sox, it may be back running at a time similar to now. So theoretically, if I did socks and restarted it, it would be starting in about 10 minutes for practice. So if I do my math, actually, no. Would that be too early? I don't know. I'm thinking about bringing back socks. That's all I'll say. Other than that, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try to see if there's any way at all to fix the ticker. I mean, it's kind of right, but like there's little bits and chunks of white you can still see on the laps, like what lap it is, lap what of what. I can't fix the whole lap being ahead of the lap it is. I can't really fix that, I don't think. If there is, hit me up if you know. Other than that, that's all I got. We'll see y'all tomorrow for Gnarl. They're going to Mexico City. And, yeah. Congratulations to Turtle on Steroids on